It's a little bit floofy, but you know what? I think that's kind of part of the point. Cupcake agrees. Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe Edith, and today we're going to be working on this kind of dark academia, fall, winter hair look. So without further ado, let's get into it. I feel like an Oompa Loompa in this. Okay, so obviously I just showered, but my hair is like pretty much towel dried. I want to go in with a heat resistant serum. So I'm going to go in with this one, which is from Dry Bar Jumpstart Quick Dry Blowout Serum. I love this stuff. So I'm just going to take 2 pumps of this, run this through my hair. Can you see my hair? Oh my gosh, I'm like, let's see. There, okay, that looks much better. Oh my gosh, it's the morning and I need some coffee. Okay, I feel much better now. Okay, the first thing I want to do is style my bangs. And so I'm going to do that because once they dry, they're in place. You can even tell now that they're starting to kind of dry in this crazy 80s rock star position. So I'm going to go ahead and use a round brush. And what I use for blow drying my hair is pretty much always my Dyson Airwrap, but I think that you could really recreate this with like one of those condensers, like one of those attachments that kind of puts the hair in a line like this, in case you don't know what I mean. Hopefully that makes sense, but I think that that's kind of how this works. It kind of just like shoots the air out in one little line. So I think that if you had one of those, you would get pretty much the same thing. And I would personally probably just use that all the time for all types of hair drying, because when I'm using this guy, that's all that I use, and it's like so much better on my hair personally, like this type of hair, than just like the big round guy. So that's my recommendation there. So the first thing that I do when I'm styling my bangs is kind of blow dry them back and forth in these 2 different directions so that they don't get stuck kind of right where they are. That gives them a little bit more movement and softness. I'm going to kind of just round them right here. I don't put like a ton of work into it. I just kind of keep them rounded. You'll see what I mean. But that helps them dry into the general shape that I want. For this setting on my bangs, I put it on the middle middle heat setting and the lowest blowing setting, so that, because I don't need a ton on my bangs. There. And you can see that I kind of tried to blow dry this direction here and this direction here, so that way the sides of my bangs, they're in a kind of rounded shape. They kind of fall where I want them to fall. I try to focus on blow drying this direction, you know, in the same direction that I'm brushing. That's an important point for all of the blow drying that I'm doing, is that I'm really trying to keep the blow dry pointing down so that I keep the cuticle of my hair closed the whole time, no matter how hot it is. I really try to make sure that that's true, because with hair like mine, if you blow dry it up at all, forget about it. It's like, I'm just gonna have really poofy, frizzy hair, and it's not gonna settle down that easily. If I blow dry my hair down so that the cuticle kind of stays closed the whole time, even if I'm kind of like doing a little bit of like a rough dry to it, it will eventually settle down, and I think that that's because the cuticle did stay mostly closed. At least once it cools down, it's kind of stays shiny and nice. So that is part of, I think, why I like this shape, and why I think that I would use a condenser if I was using a different hair dryer. So now I am going to go ahead and blow dry my hair. And I do it in one layer. So one of the things that I like about this style a lot is that I'm able to do it, at least with my Dyson Airwrap, all in one layer. Like, I'm not bringing my hair up and bringing it down a whole bunch. Hairstyles like that, I just find that I don't do because they're too much work. So if I can do it all in one layer, then it's a hairstyle I will actually wear. So, and for this part, I'm gonna put it all the way up. Highest heat, highest air setting. You can see it's pretty floofy. The next thing that we want to do is start to curl it. So I blow dry my hair to about 90% dry here. And that's going to be okay for the Dyson Airwrap. But if you were using something different, I would definitely dry your hair to 100% all through the ends, because that's really going to be where we're focusing the curl. If you're not using an air dry product, then I would definitely make sure that your hair is fully dry before you go in with a curling iron, or even a flat iron if you're flat ironing it. I'm experimenting right now with trying to use less product to my hair, just because the shine that I was getting from the new shampoo and conditioner that I'm using is crazy. So I'm trying to really maintain that shine and prevent it from getting weighed down with products. So like I said, I am going to do this in one layer, and I'm going to show how I do it with my Dyson Airwrap, because that is how I really achieve the look. But I'm going to try a few strands a few different ways, just to show that I think you can do this without a Dyson Airwrap. So I'm going to use the smaller of the two wands that are given to you with the original Dyson Airwrap. I also really love using the attachments that I got, which are like the longer, skinnier versions, because for extra long hair, this is really nice. But for this, I want to prove that you don't actually need the super long ones. You can just use the one that comes with the Dyson Airwrap. I'm going to start out with this guy that goes away from me, but what I'm going to end up doing is alternating between this one and this one as I'm going around my head. So I'm grabbing a piece of hair. This is about 1.5 inches thick, or 1.5 inches wide, and not super thick. And I am again using the highest heat and power settings. And then I am going to curl just up to about here. Let's watch. Using the cool shot. Ta-da! So I did 10 seconds on the heat and then 10 seconds of the cool shot. Now, let's swap. This is the part that takes the longest, but it's super fast. What I ended up doing was I just threw that curl behind me, so I have all of my hair to curl in front of my shoulders and the hair that I have already curled behind my shoulders. I'm going to grab a new little section, about the same amount. And when I take it out, I take it straight down so that I don't mess with the direction of the curl at all. Since I'm doing my hair in one layer, I'm kind of trying to grab almost like a vertical little slice here, because otherwise you're gonna end up with hair that's kind of like on top of each other and just like a messy, it could get messy quickly. So I find that this is the best way. And for this last one, I'm gonna cheat and use the same one twice, but that's because I want these little front pieces to be going away from my face. The reveal. The Goldilocks curls. We're gonna leave it like that for now so that it cools, but then we'll come back and we'll shake them out and they will look much better, I promise. So I'm gonna start the next side with my Dyson Airwrap the same way. And then I'm gonna try to do the same kind of look here with a wand and with a flat iron, just so you can see different ways of doing it. Hopefully it turns out kind of similar to the Dyson Airwrap so that you can get a feel for that. Because you shouldn't need an expensive tool to do this look. It's mostly just that I am really bad at hair. That's like one of the reasons that I invested in the Dyson Airwrap, is because I was like, I really want to be able to wear my hair curly, but I'm so bad at using a curling iron or a wand or curling with my flat iron. So just know that you can recreate this look with something else. And I'm gonna try it here today, but chances are good that it won't turn out, and you'll see why I bought the Dyson Airwrap to begin with. But my point is just that if you know how to use those tools, then you don't need this thing. It's really just like, this was my own ineptitude, like why I needed this like super expensive tool. So, and I think that they're also coming out with a lot of similar tools that are less expensive. I would really love to try some of those because I think that that's really, I'm excited that that is kind of like becoming, I don't know, more popular. I've got my glove, my heat glove. This is nice and hot. Okay, so I've got this wand. Let's try to do the same thing. I don't remember what direction it goes, but it's okay. It doesn't matter because it's a natural look. So we're just gonna go back. Oh my gosh, I'm using my glove on my wrong hand. I'm gonna hold it here for a second so that it cools off. Can you even kind of like hold it in its little curl pattern? I can't believe I used them. Well, now I know. There, it's nice and cool. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I went back last time, so I'm gonna go forward this time. And I'm still trying to kind of keep it at the bottom of my hair. And now I'm gonna try to keep it here and let it cool. Okay. So you can see it's not really too different than the rest of my hair curls. A little bit tighter, but that's because the barrel's smaller. Now let's try it with the flat iron. Okay. And I am going to, okay. Perhaps not. Okay, so I clearly haven't figured this out. I'm gonna be of no help to you with the flat iron, and I'm so sorry. But you could see how you could do this with especially a wand, I think is the tool that I would use. Maybe a wand that's a little bit bigger than this one, so that way you get sort of still the effect of the big curls, but just start it low and do it in different directions each way. And I think that you'll get the same look as this. So if you can figure out how to do this, let me know, or if you know of any really good tutorials on how to do this, because I have tried and clearly it's just not gonna happen today. So, so definitely let me know if you need tips for using the hair straightener. Back to my old trusty. Another reason I like this hairstyle is because my hair doesn't really, it's pretty hard to curl all of it, you know, like this, when your hair is this long, curling all the way up to here doesn't do a whole lot, like it's gonna fall flat anyway. So just kind of accepting that and using that as part of the hairstyle, I think makes it really cute in the end, because I don't feel like I'm, you know, failing at the hairstyle. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks cute. It looks like how I planned it to look. Okay, so I let my hair cool and it has rested a little bit, so it's not quite as frizzy as it was before. So I'm gonna move on to the next steps. I am going to take a really tiny hair tie, and honestly, this part, we're gonna just play with it until I like it, but I want to do just a little half up, half down look. So, okay, I'm gonna do one side at a time. So I'm gonna take the hair that is kind of like this front chunk, and I am going to bring it over here. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just clip it into place. So I'm just taking one of these guys. I'm going to just put that there so that it stays there. And then I'm going to grab hair from this other side. You can see my gray streak a little bit. It's kind of funny. And pull it also over here. I want to leave a little bit covering my ear. And I want this to be a little bit loose. So not quite so tight, but a little bit more loose like this. Okay, so I'm holding this side in place, and I'm gonna take this side out of its clip just because I had it there. Throw it on the ground. And then I'm going to just I have my little tiny hair tie in my hand, and I am just, I mean, if you have a better way of getting your hair back like this, please do that, but I'm just kind of hot mess expressing it. So, okay, I've got my hair here. I am now going to take this little tiny hair tie and kind of make sure that I'm not grabbing any extra hairs, but I'm going to just do a little half up moment. You can see I still have some hair here in front of my ears. This feels really important. My bangs are kind of framing my face, which I like a lot. And we're still dealing with a little bit of poof, but that's all right for this look especially. Okay, now for the last step, which is to take a ribbon. So I have several of these. Ones, I really love them, but they don't have as much of contrast with my hair. I think that these look really pretty if you have blonde hair or like red hair. But for my hair today, I'm going to go with something with a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to go with this kind of reddish purple band. And I'm just going to tie it right over the hair tie that we put in. So. Perfect. And I really want the bows of these to be kind of like as long as possible. I think that gives it a really cute kind of dark academia look. Awesome. I'm gonna go get dressed and do my makeup so you can see the finished look. Okay, this is the final look. I went ahead and I put on an outfit. To me, feels kind of dark academia. It's also kind of like, you know, witch in Salem vibe, which I love, but yeah. I'm filming this part after doing some work today, so this has been a few hours since I last was filming my hair, but it's holding up great. And I know that when I sleep tonight, I'm going to end up kind of piling the curls on top of my head and then wearing my silk bonnet. And that's gonna really keep the curls intact for at least 2 more days. So I'm super excited because when I curl my hair like this, it really does last like most of the week, which is awesome. So I'm excited about that. I didn't use any hairspray, you might have noticed. So, and mostly that's just because I want my hair to feel and look soft. Like when my hair is kind of like stiff or sticky, it just kind of like bothers me. So, so I really like it to be extra soft. So that's kind of why I don't have a ton of product in my hair. And same goes for like using oils and stuff. You know, I added a little bit in here to kind of like fix some of the floofs, but I can only do so much because otherwise too much oil will start to really weigh my hair down. So, but yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye. Good morning, it's the next day, and I just wanted to show a little bit about what my hair looks like on day 2. So this is the same set of curls, but just after sleeping in my silk bonnet, which I showed in one of my first videos. And yeah, you can see they almost are like prettier today. Just because it's like the rest of my hair is like really smoothed out, and I've got these kind of like big bouncy curls now. So yeah, it's really nice. This is after I combed through it, which is nice too because, you know, I didn't use a ton of product in it, so my hair is still really soft. And then my bangs got messed up while I slept, so I just pushed them back. So I just wanted to show this just because I was talking about how my curls will last for a couple days, and so this is kind of what I mean. Sorry, I'm terrible at the vlogging. I'm like moving my camera all over the place. Okay. Yeah, awesome.